$10 billion worth of Bitcoin options are set to expire this week on the 30th of May. And in this video, I'm going to break down what this means for the Bitcoin price and what is going to happen on the 30th of May. So starting with our Bitcoin TA, Bitcoin has been on an absolute tear. It's been up to about 111,000. It's pulled back from about 111,000. It's got some nice support building here at 107. And it's going to most likely move kind of range bound between those two levels, 107 and 112-ish, until it's ready to finally break out of those levels. We can see here the RSI on the daily is only sitting at about 64, so it's not too overbought and it's not too oversold. It's actually pointing towards some strong momentum as the bulls push the price higher and higher and higher. Now you'll notice here on the chart, there's currently a buy rating on the super trend, and this will reverse into a sell rating if Bitcoin crosses below this key level here at about 101,000. And this is an absolutely important level that Bitcoin has got to hold in order to make sure that for the short term that the price action continues higher. Now, back to what I was saying about Bitcoin options expiry. On the 30th of May, you can see here that we have over $10 billion of Bitcoin options set to expire. The put-to-call ratio on this day is 0.84, so there is a significant amount of people that are bullish on the Bitcoin price. Again, put-to-call ratio here, 0.84. That is incredibly bullish. The max paying price sits at 98,000, which is currently below where Bitcoin is right now. However, there is a large number of calls with a strike price of about 110,000 sitting right here. And this is honestly where I think that it's likely that Bitcoin will wind up heading towards by the end of the week, by the 30th or so. So there's another couple of days in which Bitcoin could potentially swing either direction, but I do think it's much more likely than not that we're finish the week closer to that 110,000 range. So with all these options set to expire on the week, we are going to see serious volatility on Friday when a lot of these options expire. And by the way, this is nothing compared to the spread that's set up on the 27th of June, in which $12 billion worth of options are set to expire. But I'll cover that in a different video. Anyways, back to the options that we have in front of us. It's likely that we will wind up seeing significant bullish volatility heading towards the end of the week. In fact, if we do see Bitcoin push higher and higher and higher, and in fact above this 111,000 region, there is a significant amount of liquidity sitting right above here, just about above 111,000, that could potentially be absolutely destroyed, completely liquidated. The shorts up here sitting at about 145 million or so. In that band, there's some other bands, 132 million, sitting at about almost 112 or so. Any more in this region here, significant liquidity. Bitcoin is generally speaking attracted to these prices. They're attracted to these liquidity levels. And if Bitcoin can push up higher, these shorts will be liquidated, and we could see Bitcoin pop above a new all-time high in short order. In fact, Bitcoin has been going incredibly strong. We've seen that basically from the about April or so time frame, Bitcoin has just been on an absolute tear, going all the way up from about 85,000 to where it is right now at about 108,000. And you have huge titans like Michael Saylor in Strategy that continue to buy more and more and more Bitcoin. They bought another 4,000 Bitcoin recently, actually today. And quite frankly, it doesn't seem like they're going to stop anytime soon. So when you have big bulls buying a massive amount of Bitcoin like this, you also have the Bitcoin spot ETFs that continue to see huge inflows like it did this week. We saw actually on the 22nd, or last week, we saw inflows of about $2.75 billion to Bitcoin spot ETFs. This has been huge. I mean, this is I think, in my opinion, this is the primary reason why Bitcoin has been moving higher and higher and higher. It's because these spot ETFs continue to see just massive inflows. I mean, you look at this right here is probably a top 5 week of Bitcoin spot ETF inflows, and it's just been amazing. In fact, the total net assets now is at a new all-time high. It's sitting at about 131 billion. Back to if you look at the previous high, it was 123 billion. So we continue to see bullishness in this sector as the traditional investors buy ETFs instead of going out and buying Bitcoin themselves. And then as a result, the financial institutions such as BlackRock actually have to go out and buy Bitcoin to match this. So if you take a look at the Bitcoin exchanges, we can actually see the exchange reserve continues to plummet lower and lower and lower in basically the same general trend that we've seen all year long. If you go ahead and take a look at the 1 year, you can see here there's just not a lot of Bitcoin. It just continues to go lower and lower and lower. The exchange reserve continues to go and just all the Bitcoin on the exchanges continues to be bought. And quite frankly, this is setting up for a really nice supply shock. Bitcoin continues to outperform even the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is only up 2% year to date. Meanwhile, you take a look at the Bitcoin price up 16% year to date. And it's no wonder that all these people and all these exchanges are going and buying more Bitcoin. And quite frankly, before too long, there's not going to be any Bitcoin left. All the whales are going to come in. All the sailors of the world are going to come in, and they're going to buy almost all, if not all, of the Bitcoin on these exchanges, and it will rocket up to a new all-time high. But let me know what you guys are thinking about the Bitcoin expiry. Leave a comment below and let me know what you guys are going to be doing. If you're going to be buying or selling ahead of this, I am not changing my position. I'm just riding the wave right now. I'm looking for an ideal opportunity to get back into to increase my position for Bitcoin, both on my spot ETFs and for the actual Bitcoin itself. And most likely, my targeted buys are going to be probably somewhere lower, let's say under about 90,000 or so. That's kind of where I would consider buying some more Bitcoin and especially some more IBIT as well. Leave a comment below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.